Hi everyone, Bernard here, and hope you're all staying safe and well, and welcome to my film and TV channel. And we have a big film today, what I've been looking forward to, and it's obviously was supposed to be coming out post or pre-COVID, not post-COVID, but so we've had to wait a little while for this, but eventually it's out. It's now showing in the UK cinemas. I'm sure it's showing where you are. It's on special preview as I'm recording this, and will be on general release very soon. So today we're going to have a look at A Quiet Place 2. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications. I do these little film reviews, TV drama reviews, information vlogs on stuff to buy and what's coming to the cinema, etc, etc. So if you enjoy it, please push those buttons. And you also see some stuff on my football team, Manchester City, as well. So if you know of anyone who's interested, or if you're interested yourself, I do past and present stuff, quizzes, book clubs, moments in time, lots of different things for Manchester City. So please check that out as well if you get an opportunity. But it's films today. If you're only interested in films, don't worry, loads of stuff on film and TV. And please, I do post loads of stuff on Facebook and Twitter, so if you're after any friends or followers on there, just seek me out with the links on screen. I do check every couple of days and follow and friend everyone back. All comments are very welcome on this film particularly, or anything to do with film and TV, doesn't matter what. And of course, if you've got no time to comment today, just give us a thumbs up. It's nice to get views, but it's nice to get thumbs up as well. Right, A Quiet Place 2, a 15 rating, 97 minutes. Yeah, if you knock off, say, you know, if you sort of talk about 89, 90 minutes runtime with all the credits, etc. Yeah, I could have done with a little bit longer, to be honest with you. I'll tell you that now. It's written and directed by John Krasinski, of course, and it follows the events at home. The Abbott family now face the terrors of the outside world. Yeah, so it does carry on from the previous film, or the original film. They're forced to venture into the unknown. They realise the creatures that hunt them by sound are not the only threats lurking beyond the sandpath. Of course they're not. You've got nasty humans, etc., haven't you? Stuff like that. Emily Blunt comes back as Evelyn Abbott, Lee's widow, who's determined to find a new home, of course, for her children and newborn infant. Now the old place has sort of been destroyed, more or less. Cillian Murphy's Emmett, an old friend of Lee's, who is now a hardened survivor and distrustful of strangers. Well, you would be, wouldn't you? Millicent Simmons is Regan Abbott, Evelyn's deaf daughter, of course. Noel Jupe as Marcus Abbott, Evelyn's son. Jim and Hansu as Man on the Island. Yeah, one of many civilians on an island colony we stumble across in this. John Krasinski, of course, is stars in this, but only very briefly. We see a flashback. He's obviously Evelyn's deceased husband and father of the children who died so bravely in the first film of this. I'm sure you've seen it, but don't be watching this without watching the first one. Scoot McNairy, yeah, he's Marina Man, the leader of a group of dangerous feral people. We don't perhaps see enough of him either. So how's it doing? How's it rating? Well, Rotten Tomatoes, there's a 90% positivity rating based on 194 critics' reviews, and their consensus reads: a nerve-wracking continuation of its predecessor. A Quiet Place Part 2 expands the terrifying world of the franchise without losing track of its heart. That's 175 fresh reviews and 19 rotten. Rotten Tomatoes overall percentage rating, or average rating, 7.4 out of 10. So again, not bad at all. Jeanette Katsoulis didn't like it. She gave it a rotten review from the New York Times. She said, faster, coarser and far noisier. Part 2 sacrifices emotional depth for thriller setups that do less to advance the plot than grow the younger characters. Yeah, interesting. I think that's a fair comment. Leah Greenblatt, she liked it. She's from Entertainment Weekly. She gave it a fresh review. It's almost immediately immersive to be here again, even if it ultimately feels like 3/4 of a very good movie chopped off from a whole. Yeah, I mean, that's a positive. Yeah, but there's a bit of negativity in there, isn't there? The audience on Rotten Tomatoes, well, they're quite happy. A 94% positivity with a 4.6 out of 5 average score. Metacritic, the other site we have a look at, well, yeah, it's getting a score overall of 71 out of 100. So again, not too bad. It scores anywhere between 60 to 83 out of 100 with the various 53 critics that have left a critique on it. There's 40 positive, 12 mixed and 1 negative review. Empyrean Freer, he gave it 6 out of 10, so I wasn't overwhelmed with it. He went on to say, whisper it. A Quiet Place 2 might lack the smarts and novelty of its predecessor, but it serves up strong set pieces. Millicent Simmons shines and Krasinski remains a director to watch. Well, not a total thumbs up, but not bad. The Guardian's Peter Bradshaw, he did quite like it a little bit more. He gave it 8 out of 10 and said the dual storylines are wrapped up together ingeniously with the images and ideas slyly implanted at the very beginning. Yeah, they do that very, very well. And there are some jump scares that had me Fosbury flopping out of my seat with a yelp, but not quite the same effect on me. The action Metacritic users 8.6 out of 10, so they like it. So we go on to the important one, don't we? Internet Movie Database, Joe Public, just the general public, you and me. Yeah, 3,847 as I'm doing this. The scores, this is at the 29th of May 2021, 8 AM UK time. 3,847 scores and reviews left, 8 out of 10, so that's not too shabby, is it? And of those 3,847, 3,633, 94% of them give it 6 or more. So yes, it is well liked on there. Right, my little thoughts on what they're worth on this. I mean, this is currently rating higher than the original on Internet Movie Database, which is only averaging 7.5 out of 10 at the moment. That's a little bit insulting to me to the first one, but because this is a sequel, it's a good sequel, but I don't think it's a patch on the first one. I'm sure that score will probably come down a little bit over time as more and more reviews come in. I mean, there's been over 420,000 reviews of the very first film. We compare it to this, which is like 3,000, just under 3,900. So I'm sure that score will come down a bit more reflecting, I think, on what we see here. This is a competent sequel, don't get me wrong, but the original had far more tension in it and possibly more jeopardy, and that comes in line with the fact we didn't know much about the terror that it faced at the start, did we? So there was a long time before we did get to know the terror, so it's quite hard to copy that sort of jeopardy in a sequel, if you like, where we know what's going on. The flashback at the start, the flashback of how this was created, although it didn't give us a lot more information, to be honest with you, was pretty good. But again, for me, I thought I wanted a bit more of that, to be honest with you. And I said within the constraints of a 90-minute runtime, obviously it was going to be sort of chopped up a little bit, and it was all a very little bit War of the Worldsy, Tom Cruisey, this flashback sequence. So it didn't really impress me that much. I would have liked to see more of Krasinski, etc., and a little bit more story, a bit more backstory as well, just to what we saw. But so I thought that was a little bit disappointing. Perhaps it leaves a bit of scope for future ones. I'm not too sure. So this simply, in my mind, became a scary monster survival tale, which I say this is what it is, but that's fine. But we knew the enemy, we had to get on with it, I suppose. But I just wanted a little bit more of a story, a bit more of a plot than what we got. About a 90-minute runtime, it could have been a lot more, and give us a little more about the feral people, for instance, who came into this as well. But it all sort of skirted round certain things, and there's sort of, I say, it does leave it open to expand it in the future. But as far as this episode's concerned, it did leave it a lot of just sort of sequences where obviously it was just literally trying to escape from the monsters, which is fair enough. But obviously it didn't exactly test the old brain cells very much. A lot of people said they were happy with the kids stepping up. I think the actors did a very good job. I think they was fantastic, but I found the actual characters themselves who were playing very annoying and doing stupid things, which obviously moved the story along and gave us something to watch. But it did become just a little bit, even within 90 minutes. I felt a little bit repetitive with some of the scenes, to be honest with you. You know, it's once you've seen the monsters trying to get in certain places, it becomes a little drab and all this a bit samey to me, which is unfortunate. Killian is an okay replacement for Krasinski, of course he is, and Emily Blunt does a very good job, despite those annoying kids who don't do what they're told. But there you go. I think as kids, if we knew, knowing what horrors are out there, I don't think normal kids anyway would be as bold as these two, especially the son and daughter in this, to be honest with you. But there you go. You can't tell teenagers or youngsters, can you? I suppose they do their own thing even when the world's coming to an end. But hey, there you go. Yeah, for a return to the cinema, yes, it was a worthy effort, but I expected a little bit more. And as I said, I was excited for this sequel. I loved the first one. I didn't quite love this one. I liked it. I thought it was okay, but I felt a little bit disappointed with this, and I wanted a little bit more of a story, whether it's the background story or expanding on the story itself, as to perhaps what's going on more in the world, rather than it's very, very obviously looking at this little piece of America, wasn't it? This little area of America which you can walk to. So there wasn't much. I wouldn't have minded seeing it expanded a little bit. But as I say, it does leave it open for futures, if you like, sequels and future versions of this. But I was a little bit disappointed, but I'm still going to give it a good mark. As I said, it was very watchable. I could have done with it being a little bit longer, as I said, and scrolls a bit more information in. But I am going to give it my very watchable rating of 6.5 out of 10. Okay, which is a bit down on some of the ratings there. But as I say, for something that I really built myself up to watch, I found it just a little tepid at time. Well, not tepid, a little bit repetitive, I think the word was, yeah, with the actual action sequences and the jeopardy sequences and the tension sequences. A couple of nice little twists in it, a couple of nice little things that we knew about anyway, but were added to it to make it a little bit better. But yeah, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. Let me know what you think anyway with this. As I say, not a bad sequel, but certainly doesn't rate higher than the original in my opinion, which is showing. I think Rotten Tomatoes have it rating lower, so they're a bit more in line with what I'm thinking. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching. Hope you're going to do the rest of the day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. So we meet here again on the Film and TV channel, or perhaps you shoot across and have a look at my Citizen channel, my football channel. Whatever it is, all I ever ask you to do is stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.